Hey guys, Spudknocker here, as always. And do you guys want to see something that I have wanted natively supported in DCS World with no mods for a very, very long time now? Go ahead and take a look at this. It is so cool and so fantastic that it is now an option to set this up in DCS World. I am truly beside myself with how cool this is. We can now go downtown in DCS World. We are now flying just south of downtown Damascus. And there are tracers streaming everywhere as Soviet-built S-60 57mm anti-aircraft guns fire in barrages to try and knock down coalition aircraft striking strategic targets around the city of Damascus. Whoa, those ones are close. Holy cow. How frickin' cool is this? Look at that. I cannot tell you guys how long I have wanted true Soviet AAA in DCS World. This is truly a mission maker's absolute heaven. Look at this. Thank you so much, Eagle Dynamics, for this. This is truly awesome. Let's go ahead and kick the autopilot off. Why don't we circle around a little bit? Through the night vision goggles, you can even see the bursts of AAA. And we see we've got a broken cloud layer right above us. And those streaks of AAA are disappearing into the cloud layer. We can see we've got some AAA firing almost vertically, while others are in far more of a ballistic trajectory. Gunners down there, who are untrained conscripts, are hearing the noise of coalition jets over Damascus, and all they can do is just fire wildly into the air, hoping they hit something, or at least scare away the coalition aircraft. It is truly awesome. And so far, I'm getting absolutely 0 FPS penalty from these effects. And if there is an FPS penalty, it is truly, truly negligible. How unbelievable is this? This is what I've wanted from DCS for years now. So let's go ahead and hop over the mission editor and take a look at how it's set up. Alrighty guys, here we are back in the mission editor in DCS World with the new 2.7 updates. And let's take a look at how to actually set up that amazing Flak barrage that I showed you guys in the introduction to this video. So let's go ahead and zoom on into Damascus here. That's where we'll kind of build our AAA batteries around, as the city of Damascus. So all we gotta do is just find a nice flat spot, maybe away from some roads, so that way civilians don't get in the way of these Flak battery crews. So we'll go ahead and we'll go to the vehicle setting, and we'll just go to Russia for now, because they're definitely available for the Russia. Category, you're going to want to be an air defense, of course. Subcategory, you can then choose now, which is very, very cool. AAA, self-propelled AAA, launchers, etc., which is a very cool new addition to the mission editor that is going to make it very easy to find the types of ground vehicles that you need on the fly. So we'll go ahead and set these guys to excellent, so that way they follow our commands as efficiently and easily as possible. And we'll go ahead and place one of our S60s here, and we'll go ahead and just increase the number of them. Why don't we go 10 S60 75 or 57 millimeter anti-aircraft guns here, and we'll go ahead and zoom in. And they're off-road, of course. The speed, we'll set them to 0. We don't want them to be moving, even though these are immobile. I think it just helps the AI know that, yes, it is at speed 0, and it is not going to be moving anywhere. We've, of course, got the lead unit that we can move around there. And let's go ahead and just kind of put them in a semicircle around that lead gun. That seems to be kind of the prototypical, stereotypical way to set up a AAA battery. Not that it really matters too much. If you're in a hurry and you just need a whole bunch of AAA, you can just leave them in a straight line like that, and they'll do the same thing. Then, here comes the important part. We need to actually set the barrage command for the AI to just start shooting wildly up into the air. And so it's pretty basic right now, and I assume that Eagle Dynamics is going to increase the specificity that you can go into with this new ability for the AI AAA gunners. So we're going to go down to advanced waypoint options down here, of course. We're going to click add, and we're going to go to action, fire at point. So this is where it gets important here. And then for the zone radius, to just kind of give the flak a little bit more of a dispersion, I like to go as large as it possibly can. I believe it's 1,000 meters. That is the largest. Double check that. 2,000 meters. Oh, we'll go 2,000 meters or feet, 4,000 feet. Yeah, I believe it'll go all the way up to 9,000 feet, but it will not go to 10,000 feet if I recall correctly. Oh, zone radius, yeah, it restricted it at 3,281 feet, I guess. Now, probably rounds out to a nice number in meters because, of course, Eagle Dynamics is a European country, and I am hobbled by my American upbringing, and I cannot figure what meters are in my head at all. And so this fire at point, you don't want to have them directly over the top of the S60 battery here because they cannot shoot directly up. The AI will just sit there and be like, sorry, dude, can't do it, man. And so what we got to do is we got to bring the fire at point somewhere off to the left or to the right slightly. The closer you have it in to the battery, the more vertical their gunfire will be, of course. And of course, the farther out it is, the more flat the trajectory, the more of a ballistic trajectory that those rounds are going to be taking. And so I like to just go ahead and kind of, as I put in artillery batteries, AAA batteries around the area, I just want to put them so that way things are a little bit different. So we'll have him shoot about right here, straight up into the air. And of course, this is key. With the fire at point command, we need to hit altitude, and we need to specify an altitude we want them to shoot at. So for me, with my limited testing here, I believe that 10,000 feet is kind of the sweet spot. They will shoot the shells up to 10,000 feet, and then the tracers will continue on, and they will explode up at around what seems to be about 20,000 feet-ish, where you can see those little like pops that you could see in the NVGs of our intro to this video. So now at this point, let's go ahead and just name it AAA, something super simple. And then we will set him to late activation. So that way he's not always just sitting there. And that way we, can reduce any kind of FPS penalty that we may have in a multiplayer scenario with guns just completely shooting all the time while, say, your jets are starting up and taking off and flying to the target area. And we're going to talk about the new polygonal trigger zones in just a moment here. So we'll set these guys here, their late activation, and we will copy and paste, and we'll have these guys shooting at a little bit of a different trajectory. Maybe these guys are shooting a little bit more vertically. Gonna give these guys a bit of a variety, right? If they all look exactly the same, it's not gonna kind of, be convincing with the effect. So we'll have these guys kind of shooting over here. These guys over here will be shooting more or less in this direction. Everybody is confused. All the radar has been taken out by harms and alarms from seed aircraft. It's pandemonium over Damascus right now. So we're just putting in flak batteries that are going to be shooting absolutely everywhere. So now we're going to go ahead and play with the new polygonal lasso tools. We'll go ahead and we'll save this mission as AAA test as well. So put that there. These guys are saved. I always just double check that you've saved everything in the mission editor in DCS World, because if you spend a lot of time and then DCS crashes, as we all know it does occasionally, you're going to lose all your stuff, which is a major, major bummer. So let's say we've got I'm not going to build it right now, but let's say we've got a carrier battle group off the coast here, and they're going to be attacking Damascus, and we want to have these guys activate once the strike group or the strike package crosses over a certain point on the map. Now, before with the, that's the bullseyes. Now, before with the original trigger zones, we would have to make, a gigantic trigger zone. And the bigger you made it, the more flat the trajectory or the curvature of the circle could be. And so if you made a gigantic, absolutely massive one, you could make it pretty darn close to more or less a straight line, but it still is not perfect. So we'll go ahead and delete this. But now with the new polygonal not lasso tool, but mixing up Photoshop, I guess. With the new quad point trigger zones, you can now hit the edit function and you can drag these quad zones. Let's say we want a very thin and long trigger zone here. Say almost a perfectly straight line. And now our aircraft, the way we're going to set it up, we'll go ahead and undo the edit. Now we've got a long, straight trigger zone. That is absolutely perfect. That is what I have been wanting in DCS World for so long. So long, it's crazy. So we could even, if we wanted to, we could even copy and paste and have another one. Now we've got straight line trigger zone that covers the entire coast of the Syria map as jets stream in to bomb Damascus to activate that AAA. You could use it for anything. Interceptors, friendly units spawning for cast missions, whatever it is. A straight line trigger zone has been something that I've wanted for a long, long time now. Anyway, so it just makes it very, very cool. And of course, for you guys who don't know, all you got to do to say activate those AAA guns will say, once. It's only going to activate once aircraft cross this line. So we'll say part of coalition in zone. Cool there. Group AAA. Part of coalition in zone. Blue coalition, new trigger zone 1, clone, and then so they could be in new trigger zone 1 or new trigger zone 2. They could be anywhere on the coastline as they stream in to bomb Damascus. And then we're hit enter new for the actions that we want. We're going to go to group activate AAA, and we'll just clone that AAA 1, clone that AAA 2, clone that AAA 3, and so on until you have all your AAA groups that you want to have going out there shooting randomly into the clouds over Damascus here. And of course, why don't we go ahead and we'll enter in a cloud layer. We'll go, I really like the Broken 5 one. That's really, really cool. So we'll hit Broken 5 and we'll have the cloud base be pretty high. It'll be up at 8,200 feet. So that way those jets can have plenty of space to drop their bombs as they dive down onto their targets. And it will be very cool and very cinematic and very reminiscent of, Desert Storm or Shock and Awe in 2003 against Iraq as jets drop their bombs over Damascus here. Now, in that intro that we saw earlier with those really, really cool explosions, AAA flak fire, we could see that there were a heck of a lot more AAA units than this. And like I said, very little to no FPS penalty, which is awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want me to keep going through more of the awesome new stuff that we have here in DCS World, just let me know. And like I said, all you got to do is set your trigger zone to quad point, hit edit, and then you can drag the boxes all around, just like that. And then hit edit again, and now your trigger zone is saved. So thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.